After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 281. It is Monday, October 30th. 2017 as we are speaking, and we have our guest star today. Davina's with us.
Hey, what's up?
Okay.
It's going to be short because we're
It's
smushed.
very crowded.
Oh, it's nothing to do with you, kiddo. It's just we're smushed on here
Smushed
normally.
all the time.
Yeah.
But, so
Having third person's a little tight.
yeah. So I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Who are you?
I'm Davina Fernandez, otherwise known as Drama Queen 7. Hey!
Hey, okay. We'll welcome you after Davina does her stuff. She wanted to show you her blanket.
Okay, now first off, thank you again, Maureen, for the stitch marker. The stitch marker, is it?
It's a progress keeper and a stitch marker.
The progress keeper stitch marker you made for me. It looks
Hang on,
like
I'm
an
gonna
ice
bring it
cream
up
cone.
closer.
Thank you so much again, Maureen.
Look at the amazing detail Marine's work.
Yeah,
Absolutely
she's such a talent.
beautiful. Her Etsy shop has these in there, and I don't know if they're still in there. I thought I saw some still in there. I think she might have had the
amazing
cups.
is that?
She has other ones like this that are about. They don't have as much of the tip here. It's the little like bowls.
Oh, yeah, the waffle bowls.
Yeah. So
yeah.
we wanted to show that.
You might
Thank
want
you,
to
Maureen.
hold off stitching more after this one, kiddo.
Yeah, let me stitch. Let me block it with the stitch marker.
Yes.
See?
So we are using the stitch marker on the blanket.
Yeah, see?
Awesome.
This is a blanket I'm making for my cousin Elena, who lives in California. She wants to be an actress, but she's working right now at an ice cream shop, is it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm monogramming, and her name is Elena, so I'm monogramming.
Now-
Is that the right direction, kiddo?
Well, it's E that way, so isn't it? Is it that way?
Yes, it's
Oh, okay, I see. You just haven't woven in your ends
Okay.
yet. I got confused.
Now, she has done this. She does not have a pattern. She has done this by herself.
It's upside down.
Okay.
Like that, kiddo?
Yeah,
Okay. It looks backward on the screen.
it's a
but
scrap blanket. I'm using it with different yarns.
Can you see the E's? She has determined this by herself. She is not working a pattern. So it's
And-
an E for Elena.
She'll have a lot of ends to weave in when she's done, but that'll be fine.
Lucia, if you're watching this, you are not to tell your daughter. Keep the secret. Tick a lock. Okay.
I love you, Aunt Lucy, but
So this is the blanket she's doing. It's very nice, very colorful, and you can see the E here a little better when I pull the. Let me see here. The ends out a little bit. Can you see that?
Hold on, Mom. Now they can, there we go.
There you
now
go.
they can
now
see.
you can see it. Okay.
So, Davina, just say bye to everybody because we do need
okay,
to start the
goodbye.
main
Oh,
contest.
and JD, by the way, I got your letter. I haven't read it yet, but I will read it as soon as I get off.
And then
hey,
here's
JD.
Maureen's stitch marker again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
right.
I love you all. Bye. Kisses.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 281. Once again, it is October 30th, 2017, as we are recording. We hope you enjoyed seeing Davina. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico,
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
and we welcome you all to the Woman Cave. Mm-hmm. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We are glad that you are here with us. Before we go into welcoming, we have several new members. Before we go into welcoming, do you want to say what's in your mug?
I want you to say what's in your mug.
Why? I already said it.
No,
Your
you
turn.
didn't.
I said, what's in your mug? So it's your turn.
No, because you always read the same thing.
So, what's your point?
Besides, mine's not fully mixed yet.
Well, that's not my problem. It sounds like a personal problem.
Sounds like your personal
Oh, I
problem.
grabbed St. Paul today. He is joining us with my chai tea.
You must have been on automatic mode.
The Prayer of the Apostle Paul is the back here.
Yeah, I like that particular set
Chai
of
tea.
mugs.
I do too.
Um,
The rain has stopped over here, but I'm still a little bit headachy, so this is good. Not too bad, just a little.
I'm in my House of Tudor mug with all the rulers of the Tudors on there. Queen Elizabeth is a little bit hard for me to turn to see all the way at the end.
Tea.
There we go. And what I am drinking is Soul Warmer tea. It's a Plum Deluxe tea. It's Soul Warmer herbal tea. A comforting grounding cup of tea. Rubio's tea, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, orange peel, calendula, blue cornflowers, hazelnut and chestnut essences, caramel extract.
Ooh,
Love
caramel.
and gratitude.
Caramel is good.
So let me take a sip and then I will pass it on to you.
Yay.
That's good. Kind of more like a dessert tea, I
It's very
think.
dark
Mm-hmm.
compared to some of the others. It smells like hazelnut or something.
Well, I think I said it had chestnut and hazelnut in it.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
good. That's really good. Definitely a dessert tea, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost a... You know what it tastes like? I know it's not because you didn't say so, but it almost tastes like it has fig in it.
It doesn't, but he did send me a fig one
Because it
along with
almost tastes like a fig Newton.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
There is a fig one though as well, and I have it in the other room.
Well, that one tastes like it.
No fig in there, but
It
I
tastes-
think what we're tasting is the nuts.
It could be. It could be. It just tastes a lot like a fig. It's very, very good.
I can see where you could say that, but when you focus on the taste, you're definitely tasting the nutty.
Oh, I tasted the nut first, but the fruitiness or whatever
I think
that
it's
is,
the caramel combined
that's
with
what
the
it
nuts.
is. That's what it is. The caramel. I lost my show notes, and I need my show
Because you
notes.
actually don't taste the chocolate that much.
No.
You're tasting the combination of two nuts and the caramel. That's what I feel anyway.
Okay.
Well, you got to dissect it.
It's very good. Okay. Now, we want to welcome, as we said, our new returning viewers. If you are new, we're glad you found us, and we hope you find something you like and you will stay with us. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you back. If you are in the shadows, whether you're new or returning, please feel free to press the subscribe button on your left and join us on YouTube if you're watching us there, and join us in the Ravelry group so you can be eligible for prizes and giveaways and the cows and all that. We'd love to have you there regardless. We do have several new members who did join officially.
Yay for
We have
joining.
Plum Deluxe, and I'm not sure if that's Andy or what's her name?
I lost her name.
She's sweet. I forget her name.
She is sweet, and I can't remember her name right now.
I'm sorry. I keep wanting to say it's Kathy, but I don't know.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Heather?
Maybe it's Heather. I'm sorry.
Christina?
I don't know who. I'm not as active on there as I should be.
I
and
used to be more active, and I would have been able to come with it like that, but
Yeah.
I can't remember right now.
It might be both of them, but anyway, we're glad to have you with us, Plum Deluxe. They're from the Plum Deluxe Tea, and they have a group on Ravelry, and if you are interested in their tea or their tea club, you should head over there. Yes, same, very shameless promotion.
Yes.
And then we have Mrs. Lobelia, who is Clementine. Welcome, Clementine. And I do love her name. I have never heard anybody named Clementine for real. That's awesome.
Although we do have an aunt named Clemencia.
Clemencia, but that's different.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it's a Spanish, I'm sure. But then we have Mira Cara.
Mira Carrera.
And that's, Sylvie. Welcome, Sylvie. And Mary Dubé.
I'd like to know the origin of Sylvie's name.
I think
because
she's from France, but I'm not sure.
Mira Carrera. I'd really like to know.
Yeah, it sounds almost Spanish, but
And it might be the way we're choosing to pronounce it, but it sounds like it has something behind it.
well,
I'd like
Sylvie, you can tell us where you're from or where that originates if you'd like.
Yeah.
Mary Dubé. I think Mary Dubé is someone I met in the waiting room while I was waiting for Talia's appointment last week.
and there's a story behind
Yeah,
it.
we'll get to that. But anyway, we're glad you joined us. I think her name is Mary. She doesn't have her name there, and so I'm not positive, but I think it's Mary.
Yeah.
So welcome, Mary. Big Girl Knits, who is Diana. Welcome,
love
Diana.
that.
Yes, I do. And then Zen Jen, who is Jen. Welcome, Jen. We're glad to have you all with us. Very exciting, and we hope that you enjoy the podcast and the group. It's a really fun group. It's a really active group. So just jump in and and have fun. Okay. our coupon code from the Yarn and I, who is Cappy from the Yarn and I Cappy podcast, and the Yarn and I Etsy shop
Brittany's interrupting us.
is still going. No, tell her to behave herself.
Brittany, behave yourself.
Anyway, that code is still good. It's good until the end of the year. It is in the thread and will be in the thread because it is for our group. And it's for 15% off anything over $25 purchase. Okay, and that's valid to the end of the year. So that's
So sweet of her.
very, very sweet and very generous. The Yarn and I Cappy is the podcast group, and the Etsy shop is the Yarn and I, and it will be in our show notes. Okay, the Yarn and I Cappy the Yarn and I Cappy podcast is having their Cal to help foster awareness and support for depression and those kind of conditions. And what it is, from January 1st until December 31st, so it's the whole year. We still have another November, December, another couple months for this. Anything that you make, it has to be for you to be eligible, okay? If it makes you feel happy, it counts. And she does encourage double dipping. The hashtag is hashtag 123, the numbers, 4, that's F-O-R, me, K-A-L-C-A-L, okay? Then there's the Harry Potter Cal, which is Victorian Studios podcast. That's Maureen. That's another year-long Cal. And it started January 1st. It goes to December 31st, and it is exactly as it sounds. It's Harry Potter themed, okay?
So that includes anything. Colorways, like I knit that pair of socks in the Harry Potter colorway. The Hermione's Everyday Sock, which is very popular.
I've knitted a couple. I've crocheted owls.
For the other thing, like if you run into that Harry Potter's unofficial knits book that Interweave puts out, anything from there.
She's pretty open-ended about it. Ask her if you're having a question about it. She's really good about getting back to you.
Speaking of that Harry Potter book by Interweave, very good patterns. I knit a sweater from there. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I picked up that book because I fell in love with the sweater.
I love the sweater. Yeah.
It's my orange one that you see me wear on here. You don't usually get to see the back, but those of you who remember when I made it, it has lace work that creates an owl on the back. Beautiful sweater. It's one of my favorite sweaters.
It's a real good book. I don't know if it's still available.
I don't know. We picked it up at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I've got like this little curl right back
in
here.
the middle of your forehead.
No, she cut my hair, but the thing is, for whatever reason, my curls will do whatever the heck they want. And even though my hair is short, it finds the one area of my hair that can curl, and it then does what it wants. It's uncontrollable.
Are you finished? Oh, that's intelligent.
I'm a snake.
Are you stretching your tongue?
No, I'm sensing the air like a snake does.
That's really weird.
Remember, they do that, though.
I know. Shall I fork it for you? Take a little pair of scissors and fork your tongue?
You know I used to love snakes.
I know. Okay, moving on. Another Cal that's going on is the Whip It Good Cal, and that's in Undead Yarn, Anna Crocheting Hoovian, and I believe in Bookish Stitcher as well. And this is the idea for this is to take out your whips and plops and to work on them. And a plop is a project long-term ongoing plop.
Did you just repeat plop in your acronym? No, but it's not part of the acronym.
Yeah, well, you know what? If Tilly can repeat
project ongoing long-term project.
What's S? I guess S is just...
It's not plops. Plops is just plural of plop.
Anyway, you can do any of your plops or whips, okay, and work on them. See if you can finish them. There are prizes in each of the groups. The rules are in each of the groups, and it goes on until the end of the year, okay? I apologize. I stayed awake in the Adoration Chapel, so I want to make sure I stay awake during the podcast.
We've never had a mom falling asleep podcast.
Yeah. Okay, Stash Reduction Cal. That is the Never Cast Off podcast with Sheila Blue Yarn Always and Deb, who is Deb's Destiny, Debbie, in conjunction with the Fiber Pusher podcast. That's Benita, who is Benita's Story, I think is her
I think
name.
You're right. That
okay?
sounds familiar.
And the rules are in the respective groups. I think October, you have a couple days to be posting in the Never Cast Off podcast, and then I think in November, I think it goes back to Benita. I don't think I have that confused. I think that's right. They switch the finished object threads between the groups. Right now it's in never cast off, and I believe in November I'll go back to Benita's group, which is Fiber Pusher. Okay, and the rules are in their groups. Okay, the Easy A, Cal, you only have a couple days to finish your Easy A's. I believe that finishes tomorrow. I'm not going to finish. I just couldn't. It's not because the Easy A is not an easy pattern.
No, part of it was like, ooh, shiny.
Shiny new things, and then I did have some issues with my hands, and then there was something that took up a lot of my time the last couple of weeks. So, but anyway, get those in. I think Laura is, in fact, I know she's giving prizes for that, so you want to
You're
finish it
wearing
off.
my color.
And you're wearing mine.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Okay, that's my shawl.
What did you, what are you wearing?
I don't remember the name of this pattern. I think it's a Susan, not Susan Anderson.
Ashcroft?
Susan Ashcroft. I think this is her pattern. I forget what it's
That's
called.
a garter, isn't it?
It's all garter.
Did you work from side to side on this?
I work from end to end, yeah.
But not this way. You went from this.
You know, I don't remember. I mean, I did this so long ago, I don't remember. I wear it all the time. I didn't think I would, but I do.
You know, I think the garter is going this way versus that way. So I think you did top to bottom, not side to side.
Probably. I love it. It's really warm. It's bulky weight.
And this is a Lala Simple shawl and Mom's Forever Blue Jeans.
Forever Blue Jeans. I have to make up some more of that colorway, so if anybody's interested in that colorway, it will be going up in the shop when I can get it made up.
And I wear this a lot because this is my middle of the night charting at work shawl because it matches my scrubs because we're required to wear navy blue.
Navy blue or white.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And you don't see many nurses wearing the white.
I wouldn't wear white.
That's like a magnet for everything that we are involved with, whereas most things hide on the navy blue. Except I always manage to get baby powder on me. I don't know how I manage that.
Yeah, considering you're working in ICU.
No, because we use baby powder a lot.
Oh, gotcha.
That for people on the podcast don't want to hear why we use baby powder.
I can imagine. Anyway, as I was trying to say, the Easy A Cal ends at the end of this month. Okay. All right, do you have anything to say before we go into our current?
We are still accepting baby hats and other baby items and young children items because as weather gets colder, I'm sure the pregnancy center will have greater need.
Especially with Christmas coming along and
Yes.
everything like that.
So anyone who is desirous to sending things our way, we are grateful. If you want to make them, then send them to something local to you. That's a great thing too.
Or to Brittany.
Or to Brittany.
So, you know, you can send it to us, you can send it to something to Brittany, you can send, you know.
Send it something local.
It doesn't matter.
But this is a great time of year to start.
People really suffer at this time of year.
Yeah.
So if you feel the urge to do that, we'd be more than happy to take it from you. If you don't, that's fine. You know, if you don't want to send to us, that's fine. We understand. Laura Concert is accepting toys for Ronald McDonald House. If you don't know what to do with all these toys you're making,
I know that our pregnancy center accepts toys as well.
yes, and I don't know if Brittany's accepting them. So you have at least 3 places here if you don't know where to send them.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you have other places, that's great too. As long as they get used, that's fine. Okay. If you want to keep them, that's fine too.
I have to convince Mom that we don't need to keep every single toy
Owls.
that we make.
Owls.
I don't know how many times she tried to convince me that I need to keep all the toys.
Owls. Okay. All right, the toy along has been started for a month and it's going really strong. I like seeing all the different toys that we're seeing up there. It's really exciting. We have 2 lovely podcast groups co-hosts, but a total of 3 co-hosts. We have the Bakery Bears, which is Kay and Dan, which is Obi-Wan Knitter and Bryony
Other
Bears.
direction.
Yes, I know.
Other way.
I know. Flip the order. And then Maureen, who is Victorian Studio. So they are our co-hosts. We're really excited about
Yes,
that.
we are.
So you can if you're involved with all 3 groups, you can triple dip. So that's really exciting. This is I believe this is our 5th or 6th annual.
I can't keep track.
I think
'cause
it's
it was our
sixth.
it's our first one.
It's our first one, so I think it's actually our 6th because we're going into our 6th year.
Yeah.
I lost my show notes. Just a second here. Okay,
There we go.
Okay, so and the rules are basically the same. Okay, it started October 1st. It goes to December 31st, so it's perfect for Christmas time. The project's can be started at any time. but they have to have been worked on within the time period. They don't have to be finished, although we like to see the finished objects, but they have to be worked on during the time, October 1st through December 31st. The projects and the chatter will be in the same thread, 1 WIP per project per week, so the work in progress, 1 WIP per project per week. The finished object whenever it's finished, okay? And they can be knitted, loom knitted, or crocheted. Now, we already said ad nauseum, you can use them for whatever you want to use them for.
Just don't torture them.
Just don't torture them. There will be no torturing of toys in this group, okay? We do allow double dipping or triple dipping, as we've said, in our groups or in any groups that will accept it, okay? That's fine. Just check their group rules to be sure. Please do feel free to tell others about the toy along. We really do like seeing all the toys pop up, and the more the merrier. It's really a lot of fun to have all the activity. We do have featured patterns in our group that will merit 2 chances at a prize as an FO only, okay?
Yeah, occasionally I will start a toy that I've seen someone else start, as evidenced by, where'd Little Bunny go? Oh, Little Bunny fell on his head. Half Pint.
Yep.
Because one of our members started Half Pint, and I couldn't resist. Unfortunately, mine did not end up as big as hers, because my gauge is ridiculous.
So it's 1 WIP per project per week, as we said, and when
Yes.
FO when it's done, the 2 chances at a prize for the FO are any finished Franciscan Gypsy design toy patterns, any Bakery Bear toy pattern, Crocheting Hoovian's Hufflepuff toy pattern, that's Laura Concert, any toy made with Lady Fernico Creations yarn, any toy made with Undead yarn, okay? And any of the featured toys that are made with Lady Fernico yarn or Undead yarn, coupled with a Franciscan Gypsy design pattern or Laura Concert's Hufflepuff pattern, will have 3 chances for an FO. You are responsible for multiple posting your own posts, because we can't keep up with that. So, just put the ball band so we know about the yarn, as much for the other people looking at it in case they are interested in that, as for our own knowledge of what you're using. It's always nice to see. And, the pattern, if you want to tell us what the pattern is, that's fine too. We can pretty much tell between your patterns and Laura's and Kay's. Kay was the other pattern. If you have Franciscan Gypsy, my yarn, or Heidi's yarn, and Bryony Bear's KF Jones pattern, that is a toy. That's also got 3 chances of a prize for the FO.
That.
Okay.
That.
Let's see here. Please do create a project page for each project and tag your projects PHN Toy 2017 on Ravelry, Instagram, #PHN Toy 2017. Okay? We do have suggested designers, toy designers, in the thread. If you would like to see them as a place to start, that's fine. If not, if you have your own sources for toys, that's fine as well. Okay, and we showed you the prizes at the beginning of the month. You'll probably see them again next time we podcast. So I just want to say thank you to Laura Smoot, to Cappy, to Mama C, to Maria Wilhelmina.
Hey, Mom, I need to pause this, Dr. Casera. Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. We're back. All right. Now, I was saying I think that we have suggested ideas for patterns. If you don't have any ideas, you can also look in the threads for ideas. Or if you are a designer yourself, that's fine. And we talked about the people who had donated. Thank you very much. Please keep an eye on the threads for any updates that we may have. Okay. Oh, and I mentioned last week we have 2 alongs that will be starting at the beginning of the year in January that you might want to be thinking about. The first one is the Ready, Set, Go, which is the starting all the things. And the second one is the tea along, and that one will be a whole year.
Right.
So
we had to work out the details for our tea along.
Yeah, we need to contact somebody. But the tea along is actually a tea and book along, so we'll figure out the
details. We haven't really thought about it.
Things have been happening too quickly around here, so that's that. All right. Going into rough drafts, unless you have anything else.
No, I do not have everything else. Everything else. Wow. Let me open my show notes so I can see how much I have. Let me go ahead and do this. Did I just mark off a row? I think I did.
I don't know.
Fiddlesticks. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
No, this is
13,
not the
14,
this is not the counting that
15,
commences.
16.
This is the precursor to the counting that will commence.
16, 16, 16. That is row 63. Okay, so I did finish that row and I did knock it off. I need to actually, like, write in here. You go ahead and count off yours, Mom.
I already counted off mine. I know how many I have.
Oh, well, you actually were, like, detailed or something.
I was prepared.
Be prepared for a chance of a lifetime.
You can do that later.
Okay. There we go. If at least if I have these two, I can figure it out from there. Okay. Voila. Okay. So I
I'm doing the
have
thumper stomp that you need to hurry up.
2, 3, 4. Because it's 2 weeks worth. 5,
And we did miss you guys.
6. Yes. 7, 8, 9. I actually only have 9.
I have 8.
Oh, I actually beat you?
Well, my hands were bothering me.
I know, but it never happens. Like, usually when your hands are bothering you, you do a lot of different.
I remember I was focusing on something.
Yeah, that's true.
We appreciate you guys being so sweet and supportive of us having to miss a week. We don't like to do that to y'all.
No, we don't. This is not a bag you've seen in a long time. Or this is a bag you've not seen in a long time, rather. I guess both
What
statements
did you
were...
say? You've not seen in a long time?
Initially I said, this is not a bag you've seen in a long time. Which is, I guess, a correct statement. And then I reworded that to say, this is a bag
open the
you've not seen in a long
Just
time.
open the bag. She's seen the bag, they've seen the bag, just not in the red.
PHN. So this is the Royale Green Tea, which is the Latte Macchiato pattern by Agnes Kataz-Karetsis.
I haven't done that one in a while.
No, I haven't. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza Skein in the colorways Zing and Berlin.
I may start that one in the start all the things.
So
Is that the way it's working up?
well, because
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, yeah.
what's
that'd be pretty.
interesting about it is every once in a while, the bright blue in this matches this exactly. So it
Actually,
has an
a lot.
interesting effect.
Or are you already, are you carrying the 2 yards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that it's very close.
Well, no, I know that. I just didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's carrying the 2 yards.
That's really pretty. You can't really see that this is kind of these are variegated green. The stripes is not showing real well.
Well, yeah, because the blue is kind of overwhelming everything on
And
the
the
camera.
light is shining there. You can see a little better there. It's almost a camouflage, but not.
Yeah, and the camouflage has some blue within it. So
Blue and gray and purple.
and red.
It's very nice.
Um,
What colorway is that? Peacock?
no, this is Berlin.
Oh, Berlin. I wonder why she called that one Berlin.
I don't know. But the cable that's at the bottom of this pattern along the edge will be in the Zing, which is the bright blue.
I had a Berlin in fingering weight, I think it was, and it was a lot more purple.
Well, I guess it always depends what you get. Yeah, because
Well, that's what hand-dyed yarn
yeah.
is.
You can't really see the purple in here, although you can see the pops of the red. You can see the gray, the green, and blue.
I have to do some of the lights and stuff.
Just a little bit of purple there.
Pretty.
So, yeah, I just got a little bit of work done on it. It would actually go really well with this outfit I'm wearing now. So, I've done... This is my third Agnes Kataz-Karetsis pattern because I did the Starry Night. I did another one from her in her art set, my orange and yellow one. And then I've done this one.
Right.
I just enjoy the way she writes patterns.
Okay. In my Kickapoo Owls bag, I must have this setting on
There's a bunny.
really low or something. In my Kickapoo Owls bag is my cherub. It's a loom knit baby
I
hat.
think I lost the stitch
And I'm
marker.
using Kaleidoscope DK yarn that I'm holding double in the rainbow colorway. And I did a lot of this when I was in the doctor's office waiting for Talia. And you can see what does it look like here? It's very bright.
Stitch marker.
And these are the skeins
Fiddlesticks.
I'm holding together.
Oh, there it is.
You know, I don't like talking over
I'm
you.
sorry. You know when it is, you guys, when you lose the stitch marker?
I don't care. I will not talk over you. I'm going to be a brat. Okay, your turn. No, I'm not. No.
Okay. Sorry, I talked over you. I was very focused on my stitch marker.
I noticed.
At that moment, it was the most important thing in my world.
That's pretty sad.
It's pretty sad. This is another bag you haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Silver Shed USA nursing caps on a dark field bag.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
In here is the Miss Claus Hat of Awesomeness, the split back snowflake hat pattern
yeah,
by
you haven't-
Susan B. Anderson,
You haven't done that in a long time.
using yarn hollow photograph in the colorway Chili Red, and the Colonial Williamsburg Leicester long wool yarn, which was
That was
undyed.
one I bought you?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Williamsburg.
I'm afraid to dye mine because I'm afraid I'll felt it.
Right. And this is, for me, I fell in love with the hat on the Bakery Bears podcast.
It's been a while since you worked on it, though.
Yes, it is. Because I'm honestly, as much as I like the way colorwork works up, I prefer working things with cables and texture versus colorwork. It's just my preferred knitting.
It's really nice.
But it is working up really nice. I love the finished product a lot of times.
Is that going to have ears? Ear flaps?
They're right here. So the way it works is,
Oh, they're small ear flaps. No, see, that's not too bad. I like that.
you see, it's like that.
Because I like the idea of having my ears covered because they get cold.
Mhm.
But I don't necessarily like the... Is it the Jane hat that has all the... I don't like the obvious...
Yeah, this is a different, it splits in the back so you get the similar effect, but it's a different style. I liked that concept, and it's kind of like a, kind of like a sampler in my mind, because you have cables, and you have the ribbing, and you have the color work, and you have the split back thing here, and a lot of times there is a pom-pom on it. I don't think I'm going to do the pom-pom, because I didn't like...
I don't like pom-poms that much.
And my pom-pom for the other hat, I ended up taking it off because it drove me nuts. So,
No lace.
that's the only thing, no lace. But it does have, it's quite a sampler,
It is.
I feel.
It's very pretty.
Well,
It's rough yarn. It's kind of very rustic yarn.
this yarn I used for my orange hat, my Jane one.
Right.
And I really love the way it feels on my head. Which is why I used it again for a hat. The one that I'm glad is not throughout the hat is this
The
white
white, yeah.
one, because I think this would be scratchy.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's very, very rustic, that yarn.
So, I do need to work more on this.
Okay, let's see what we got here. My next one is in my Kikiboo Puzzle Pieces bag. Where is it? I know I brought it out here. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. It's hiding under the mountain of stuff. In my
You
puzzle
lose
pieces,
it, you just can't
I
find
just
it.
can't find it. This is my Because He Asked Me project from the Tie Me Up pattern.
That
by
got quite a
Bernat
bit of work,
Design.
didn't it?
It got a fair amount of work. I think I did about 6 or 8 rows at the doctor's office. I was at the doctor's office for a long time. Ty says, oh, it'll be about 15 minutes.
Well, I said the appointment's supposed to be about 15 minutes,
Hour-
but I didn't say.
2 hours later.
But I wasn't in there for 2 hours. He takes his time with his patients.
But you were there for about, you said you went in about 40 minutes late and you were there about 40 minutes after.
Now, I was waiting for him a little bit. Like, I went from the waiting room to the office by myself. I think of the skit by Seinfeld. It's you end up in this waiting room and with your magazine, and then they move you. You wait forever, and then they move you to a smaller waiting room, and now you don't have your magazine.
Yeah. That's why you bring your own.
I mean, I had stuff to do, but I thought it was. I immediately thought of that skit when I was sitting there, like, "Yep, And they put me in a smaller waiting room without the magazines and the TV.
I did find a another copy of this so I could find out the amount of inches. It's still got a ways to go. You know, still has a ways to go. But you can see where the
Yeah, you're making progress.
making progress. I actually have to work on it to make progress, but
Crazy that.
I'm working on size 3s, and that's the smallest I really have done. I don't like working on
Well,
the small.
it's like what I do for socks, so it's gonna take a while.
I don't like working on those small needles, but this is fine. It's a small. The width of the project is small. It's just that it's so darn long.
Because the same size yarn and the same size needle I used for his socks.
Right. So
We did a comparison.
This is Madeline Tosh in the Shire colorway.
I love
DK.
Nata. She's so
I
pretty.
love her colors. I mean, isn't that beautiful? In the Shire colorway. It looks like the Shire. Or like I imagine the Shire. All the greens and the blues. Okay. And of course the needles are Chow Goose.
Okay, so next, this only got a little work. I meant to work on it more, but didn't happen as much as I wanted it to. Let's see, where's the bag? Oh, here it is. In my Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag is a Mew, and this is the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Crete, using Miss Babs Yazawetta skating in the colorways Faded, Chirp, and Marine. And I bought this at Maryland Sheep and Wool this year.
That's really pretty.
I mean, I only got a little bit of work, but the rows are getting longer, so
Yeah.
a little bit of work takes quite a while. Honestly, I must have worked this at the beginning of the first week because
Right.
I don't remember working on this. Although if I marked it off, I did work on it, so
Very pretty.
there we
Looks like
go.
a skirt.
It does right now. Although that'd be an incredibly short skirt.
Not for a doll.
True.
Or a child.
So,
We just watched The Day of the Dead, and all I can think of is A Book of Life, and all I can think of is Joaquin.
which has nothing to do with this.
Well, I was thinking about when he kind of tossed his cape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't watched The Book of Life, you should.
Well, I think that with the pig bat.
Yes.
Bat.
Yeah.
I don't know why they had their pig go ba like a
I don't know.
sheep, but you know.
It was mixed up. It was confused. It was a split personality pig. No, what's it? Multiple personality pig.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My next project is in my Turbo Knitter 64. I hope your arm is feeling better soon, Kenneth, so you can get back to crafting.
Not because, you know, she just wants your arm to feel better.
No. I want him to sew more bags. I'm just kidding. My Oceana cowl from the Nifty Knitter Cowl with Pom-Poms Imogen cowl pattern by Lion Brand. And this is using the largest loom I have, the round loom anyway. And this is James C. Brett Chunky. And I did work on this. I don't know when I worked on it, but I did. I remember working on it, I'm just not sure. I think it was last week sometime. This is too big to be easily portable, so I usually work on this at home before watching television or something. And it's coming along. I like this yarn for this project, and I like the way it works up. And this make a good charity cowl if I can just sit down and finish them. This one's mine, but it would make a good cowl for people who would like to have something around their necks that they don't have to worry about losing. And it's
Right.
not tight against your neck, real tight, so it can be comfortable.
The biggest thing is educating people on how to wear things.
Right. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's not overly. It can only lay one way.
That's true.
So that's cool.
Because I can see someone who doesn't know what it is. Like, did they give me a muff? What is this
No,
thing?
a muff is for your hand.
I know, but if someone doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if they didn't know what that is. I'm not sure they would know what a muff is.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
There.
Okay, so this one really got very little work. This one was at the beginning of the 2-week stretch, and I intended to get more done. It just didn't happen. So in my Plover Bird Birds on a Wire bag is Cornflower. This is the 7th pattern by Kelly Van Niekerk. And I'm using Yarn Bee, Baby Bee, Sweet Delight in the colorway Cobalt.
Oh yeah, you haven't worked on that in a long time. I forgot you were working on that.
So
Cute.
it's, you know, slowly but surely. I mean, it's good. It would grow more if I worked on it more. As
Go
crazy as that sounds.
What's the stitch marker?
Um,
It looks like a...
it's one of the CJ Knits ones.
Oh, okay. It's pretty.
So there we go. It just got a little bit of work. Guess that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Life is a box of chocolates.
Is that from
Forrest
Gump,
Gump.
which I still haven't seen.
Heathen.
I haven't seen When Harry Met Sally either.
Yeah, well, that's kind of got stuff in it. In my Valeria bag is my On Cloud 9, which is from the Lala Simple Shawl Pattern by Laura Lenneman. I'm using US 10.5 6.5 millimeter child good red lace, and this is Undead Yarn Bulky in undyed yarn. And I did do a little bit of work on this. I actually, oh, this isn't the one. Never mind. I'll tell you about that later. I did about 3 rows on this, or 4 rows.
It's really pretty.
I love this. This is the same thing she's wearing, only
Yes.
it's a natural, and I really like it in the natural as well.
I almost wanted to knit it in the natural.
I need something in natural. I have a stole in natural, but I wanted something a little bit more substantial.
I don't have anything in natural.
So this is, you can't have this. It's got my little tortoise.
Because I
stitch
thought
marker.
Heidi's that she did natural was very classy.
Can you see my tortoise stitch marker from Laura? I can't see it. It's right here. And the Needle Cozy, DPN Cozy, whatever you want to call this, is from Sheila from the Never Cast Off podcast, Blue Yarn Always. She has an Etsy shop, thank God for bags. Let me just see if I can get this back in here. I did not put it in correctly last time. There. And I really love this pattern. This pattern and this bag. Everything I have here was given to me, except for the DPN holder. So that's kind of neat. I love this. Very nice.
Okay, so the next one is this one's gotten quite a bit of work, and you punched me.
I did not hit with my fingers.
Puncher.
No, I went like that. That's not punching.
So you pushed me.
I did. My hand did.
Your hand is a part of you.
It is not, in fact.
It's not?
Not. It has a mind of its own. Show me the project. Show me the project.
Okay, so this is in my Knitting's My Bag chickadee bag. This is part of a Christmas kit. I don't even know what I did with the yarn.
I don't remember what we did with the yarn.
It was red, and it was sport weight, but I have no idea what I did with it.
I don't know what I did with mine either.
I know I did something with it.
Did you use mine too? I think you used mine too.
I have no recollection.
Because I didn't use mine.
I really have no
I
recollection.
wanted the bag.
I got it for the bag,
Yeah.
but I don't have any recollection of what I did with the yarn. But anyway,
Are you sure it was sport weight?
yes.
Okay.
This is for himself, the Miss L's Basic 6-ply sock pattern by Miss L, and I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Damsel in the colorway Firecracker. And this is for Dad. And I don't think I had finished the sock last time.
Oh, you finished it.
Finished one sock. Yeah, I think I finished it over the 2-week stretch.
That's nice.
So, I like his cuffs because they're nice and
It looks funny to see such a short cuff because he doesn't have a big foot, but it looks big with the cuff being short.
it does because his foot is longer than ours. And then got significant work. This is probably why you didn't realize that I had started a new sock, is because I got to about the point that I was on the other sock last time you had seen it.
Right.
I was actually trying to hide from you the fact that I finished the other sock
Why?
because I wanted to surprise you.
Ah.
So
Cool.
I'm about where I was last time with the other sock, I think.
We don't have too much to go.
No, I don't. I think I only have a couple inches.
Yeah.
I'm very close.
Very close to decreasing.
I really just need to finish this and not start anything else. And he's coming.
Bye-bye sock.
So there's that.
Okay, my next one is my Skylar project. And I'm not sure if I actually saw this
Maybe I just misheard him coming.
from someone on the toy along, or if I, that's the wrong bag, or if I went looking for this. I needed a little palette cleanser. And this is the Skylar project from the Sleepy Bear pattern by Jennifer Oliveras. And I'm using 3.75 millimeter F-hook and Plymouth Yarn Core Color Spun in the Ocean Drift colorway. And Knit Picks in the Dove Gray. So I did make some progress. I had to stop because my hands were hurting, but that's how much progress. And this is not stuffed nearly to capacity. I have a few more rows to do before I start decreasing for the bottom, for the bottom. So this is coming along very nicely. I'm glad I chose this color. It's very subtle, and it's not hard. It's fun. I did put markers for my counting on the stitches because I kept missing stitches. And I said, okay, I do that for this. For these kind of projects, once I get a lot of stitches, because for some reason I missed them or I split them or something.
Right.
So it's just easier. And this is in my Silver Shed USA green. I think this is the large Star Wars at Bad.
So
And that's the lovely Anne Brody.
next is this one. So let me just get my stitch marker to hold my stitch.
Why don't you put a big stitch marker for the very first stitch?
Because I don't wanna.
That'd be a lot easier. Then you wouldn't have to say, did I already pass it?
No, I use certain colors.
Oh,
I have a different system. I actually don't use my big ones that much.
I like my big ones to mark certain things.
I have a system. So, this is Hoovian, and this is the Timmy the Timid Turtle pattern designed by me. I'm using James C. Brett marble chunky in the colorways MC20, MC3, and MC49. Yes, really catchy. That. And I'm using an eye hook. It's in my Mama C Tudors bag. And this is because the bunnies permitted the tortoises to win because they would have thrown a tortoise fit or something.
She suffered collateral brain damage with the loss.
So here's one foot.
It's like a baby hat.
Here's another foot. That'd be for like a preemie
Preemie,
baby.
yeah. Wouldn't cover their ears even. But
No. Here's the head.
it's a big turtle.
I can't imagine what it'd be if you worked it.
And bulky.
Yeah.
Mm.
And starting the closing up of the shell.
Yeah, you can see.
I mean, it's big, but it's not ginormous.
It's big enough. It'll do.
It'll do. Yeah.
I can use that, just the shell, for patterns, for pillow patterns if I want to make pillows. I might do that next time we run out of pillows.
Although I'm not sure if I would use... This is better if you're for a propping pillow. You might want to use Tara with your gauge for a normal pillow because she's a little flatter.
Well, it depends how big I want the...
True.
I can do Timmy with a smaller yarn.
True. Well, he's just so... his pillow is so tall.
Right.
I guess you're just not doing as many rows in between.
Well, you just don't stuff it as much.
Well, it's the number of rows in between as well. If you just don't do, after you do the increases, you don't do as many rows in between and go right to decreases, then you could.
Yeah, it'd be easy to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay. My next project is... I'm looking at my notes, which is why I'm not looking at you.
She's just rude that way.
In my Ploverbird sheet bag, is my Happiness is a Rainbow project from it's my own pattern. This is for Davina, using US 7s and Chalgu red lace, circular needles, and Lion Brand Mandala DK yarn in the, I think it's the Gnome colorway. And I have just started the second color.
Yay! It's gonna be exciting once you transition to some of these other ones.
Yeah.
Because right now you can see it, but it's
You can just barely see that kind of mauve. That is not the cord. That is a different color. So you can see the pink. The next color after that is, I think it's another pink. Actually, it is. It's going
it's gonna very
progressively lighter.
subtly transition.
It goes from purple to this kind of pinky color to a brighter, like a fuchsia, and then it goes to an orange, bright orange, to a lemon, kind of an orangey tangerine, to a yellow, to a green, to a blue, to another green, and back to a purple.
Well, it's gonna be a change. It sneaks up on you until you look at your project, and you're really gonna be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it changed."
So this is a fun skein to work with. I haven't done a lot with this, but I did work a little. As you can tell, I hadn't changed the color. I actually worked this until my hands started protesting rather loudly because I was tired of working the purple. I wanted to work a different color. So that's that.
Oh, it's my turn.
It is. I found my tea kettle stitch marker and my
Oh, that's cute.
cross stitch marker.
So, in my Silver Shred USA Batman, Batman bag
Batman.
is my Bonnie Blue Lass, which is the Celtic Princess Poncho, patterned by Wendy D. Johnson. I'm using Cascade 220 in the colorway Puget Sound. And I still have quite a bit to go. I can't remember how long I'm supposed to go for the ribbing. Oh yeah, I have 8 inches.
You've got about, what, 4 there?
Something like that. I haven't measured in a while. I just know it's nowhere near 8. So, an eon of ribbing to go. Which is fine. It's a nice mindless thing. It just... once I get to the point where I get to have the cables aren't even that complicated. It's just... yeah, getting there.
Okay, my next one is in my Kiki Boo Brown Teacups bag. I'm going to knock everything over here. And it is my baby blue dishcloth project from the Farmhouse Kitchen dishcloth. And yes, I know I should be finished with this already, but I'm not. So here it is.
Well, being finished requires working on.
So here it is. I did do some progress on it. And now I'm not sure that I'm actually mistaken. So I think I did mess it up. I don't care. It's a dishcloth, and it's just a reverse cloth. That's all. It's going to be half and half. And I like the way this feels.
You picked up more dishcloth yarn, didn't you, for this purpose?
I get that. I will get to that.
Expound upon that later.
I like this for dishcloths, and I think dishcloths make nice gifts, and they're fun. And if you really wanted to, you could use regular yarn and use them for squares. For some reason, I can actually do these, and they're uniform, so now I won't be able to do it because I said something. But so yeah, I enjoyed this. This is Brittany's fault, Bee Wing's fault, and she says she can take the hit. So
You shouldn't be hitting people.
well, Brittany can take the hit.
Okay, so this next one I was thinking about when you were talking about the shawl, because I was like, well, this might actually match the shawl.
The shawl.
For Davina.
Oh right.
In my Halk yarn.
I think it's Halcyon yarn.
No,
Halcy. Oh, Halcy yarn. Halcy yarn.
but there's not 2 Y's. Halk yarn.
Yeah.
Halk yarn.
I don't know.
Because there's not another.
I don't know.
Anyway, and it's woodland creatures
I like that bag. It's cute.
or camping even, because
Yeah.
the teepees or whatever.
Tents.
Tents. Well, this one looks like a teepee,
Yeah, it kind of does.
but not this one. It's camping ground because there's camping signs and stuff. So, this is the French Disco project, and the pattern is the classic French beret pattern by Erica Larner, and I'm using the Lemonade Shop DK in the colorway Neon Toxic.
Oh, I hadn't seen this one work up yet.
And this is for Little Miss Thing, and it's a free pattern.
That's gonna be cute. She's gonna love that.
I mean, for myself, I probably wouldn't have worked this pattern in this yarn. Simply because...
It's wow.
Yes. Because there's not going to be...
It reminds me of the Dr. Seuss book. Which one is it that's in this color?
I can't remember.
There's one that has this colors all over the cover. In like fuzzy trees and...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I
can't remember which one it is.
Yeah. Anyway. So this
Easter egg hat.
This is supposed to curl.
What is?
The little bottom part here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm headed... Well, I just changed needles for the main part of the hat, so I have quite a bit of knitting to go before I think about decreases. And it's a beret. So, I think she'll enjoy that.
I think so.
And I know she'll enjoy those colors.
Yes,
These are
she will.
completely her colors.
It's very much her.
So, she's kind of fun to knit for.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because she's very appreciative, but because her color choices are so wildly different from mine.
Yeah. And they're fun.
Yeah. I think she's wildly disappointed that we don't do as many sweaters, or that I don't do as many sweaters as I used to.
Believe me, she asked me if I wanted to do sweaters too. I said no.
Her ultimate goal is to get a crazy colored sweater.
Now she wants me to dye crazy colored yarn so Talia can knit a crazy colored sweater. Mm-hmm. Okay, my last.
She's got a master plan there.
My last project is in my Faith, Hope, and Joy sock bag, which is Knitting's My Bag. And it's the Ice Princess scarf by, which is from the Fifi scarf pattern by Marla Much. And this is from the Knitting for Newbies lesson. I think it's lesson 2. And this one, I think this is the one I actually fixed. One of these, I can't remember which one it was, one of my blue projects I was working on. You've been proud of me, Talia. I went through, I dropped the stitch, I took my little scrapbooking tool, and I fixed it.
All by yourself?
All by myself.
You're growing so big.
I know, I'm so proud of myself. So, I don't remember which project it was. Might have been this one, I don't remember. But I'm making a little bit of progress on this. I have
She's
to
growing up.
do this for 5 inches, I think, before I start decreasing.
Good job, Mom.
I think this is a keyhole scarf, so yeah, this is fun. I take forever to do these things because I do them when I can. And it is on Ravelry, it's a free pattern. Okay.
Okay. So, let me do my first stitch. I know I've started at the row, so I don't 10 minutes later have to count up again, and you guys have to watch me counting. Alright, there we go. My next one is actually going to become a topic, because it works rather nicely into sliding into that. So this is this year's Taurus vs. Hair bag, the hair one. You see with my angry little red
the devil bunny.
Little red bunny.
The devil bunny.
Wow. He did get front and center though. Like he's the only one you can see the others clearly, but he's kind of like.
He's cute. Cherry bomb.
Yeah, your two got really good attention right there.
Yeah.
The purple and the brown one kind of gets caught in shadow.
Yeah.
And this, the original Oops is off to the side a bit. But Red Bunny is just like, hi there.
Very creepy.
I'm the Red Bunny. So, this is a new pattern for me. It's, I'm the only project.
For you, not from you.
For me, yes. Yes, I'm not the designer. I am the first project, though. These are the Dysautonomia mitts. And the pattern's Dysautonomia wrist warmers by Wendy Parmenter. I'm using Sincere Sheep Luminous DK in the colorway Aegean. And it's for me. The pattern is $3.99, I think.
We will be opening up a thread, and we will be putting 2 of these patterns up for prizes. We want to, She has $1 for each pattern.
Going to the Dysautonomia
Yes,
International.
So we want to support that. And next year in October, we may be doing a Dysautonomia awareness cal for only a month.
And
October.
So this looks small right now, but it does stretch.
Wow.
How
many stitches is that?
I can't remember. But it does stretch. I mean,
It's going to stretch over your hand?
I tried it.
Okay.
When it was still on Magic Loop. In the pattern, you're actually doing a lace weight and a sport weight, so the DK should be fine. You see, it stretches quite a bit. So the pattern is developing. You can kind of see it there. It looks small, but it does have stretch to it. She does suggest a gauge swatch. I just did not do one because I said heck with that. So, about dysautonomia awareness. What is dysautonomia? First of all, you look at it and you're like, how the heck do I pronounce that? It's Dysautonomia. Dysautonomia. Basically, the autonomic nervous system does not work the way it's supposed to manage things like heart rate, blood pressure. Your autonomic nervous system controls all those things in the body that you don't have to think about to do, like your heart rate, your blood pressure, digestion, breathing, all these different things that your body does automatically every day. In a person with dysautonomia, something is off of the autonomic nervous system. And several things fall under that umbrella. Dysautonomia is a collection of syndromes.
Think about autism and Asperger's and how it's an umbrella for a lot of different things.
Right. Dysautonomia includes many, I guess you would say, diagnoses within it. I went to see an electrophysiologist, the doctor who takes a look, who deals with electrical activity in the heart, and explained my symptoms and what's been going on. And it is believed that he currently is going with the belief that I have a form of dysautonomia. My autonomic nervous system does not manage my heart rate appropriately, or my fluid volume in my body appropriately. And so when I stand, where most people, their heart rate will go up a little bit, but they're fine. For me, my fluid balance isn't handled correctly, so my heart will race, and I'll get dizzy, and I'll get all these symptoms. And this isn't all the time. You come and go with symptoms. Some days you're good, some days you're not. And they don't know what causes it. There is no cure for dysautonomia. Particularly not the form that he believes that I have, which is called POTS, which is, I can't remember the full complete thing of the, like, what POTS stands for exactly. It's
T is tachy something or other.
It's T is tachycardia. It's a P part that I never
And S
remember.
is syndrome.
Yeah, it's orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, but the P is what I never remember what it stands for. Anyway, regardless, what it is that when you stand up, your heart races, and it's just not in proportion to what you're doing with activity. And instead of going up a little bit like most people would, it goes up quite a bit. And you are symptomatic with it. You get chest pain, you get lightheadedness. Some people pass out. Some people can't get up in the morning. There's people all along the spectrum. I'm on the more mild end of things. I do get symptomatic, but I've never passed out, although I felt like I'm going to. And this may have been something I've had for a while, but it's been either in remission or just kind of went dormant, because I remember having some issues in high school where I would just feel like I was going to pass out, and then I wouldn't, but I would feel like I was going to pass out. And then I kind of stopped doing that after my first year of college. Until this year where I started having symptoms again, and then 4 years ago where I started noticing the fast heart rate. So, or I caught the fast heart rate, so I was keeping an eye on it. So you're going to be seeing on my Facebook things, those of you who follow me on Facebook, I'm being very proactive about being, promoting dysautonomia awareness. This is the Dysautonomia Awareness Month. One of the things is that the warmer months can be a little bit difficult for people with dysautonomia because we don't hang on to fluids very well. We don't utilize it very well, so we have to stay very hydrated. I have to drink 3 of these, which is this is 32 ounces. I have to drink 80 to 100 ounces, so that's about 3 liters a day per my doctor. And so, yeah, like I said, there's no cure-all. You can do is manage the symptoms, and some people do just fine. You can work, you can do all sorts of things. Other people can't. So yeah, it's kind of invisible. Not many people know about it. People who have dysautonomia look healthy. A lot of them are young when it shows up, anywhere from teenage years to just 20s, 30s, you know, when it starts showing up and they look healthy. A lot of people, before they get a diagnosis, get told that they're just anxious, or get diagnosed with the psychological issues. When I first started pushing 4 years ago for them to look at this, they kind of, after they did a test and nothing came back, and that very commonly happens, nothing will come back with lab tests, EKGs, echoes, because it's not a heart issue, even though your heart rate is affected. They told me, well, you know, you do work a stressful job, and you do work night shift. They asked me if I wanted something for anxiety, and I got offended. And then they told me to take deep breaths, and I got really offended. And I just made excuses and about why it was happening, and I ignored it for 4 years until I couldn't anymore. Which is not uncommon to happen. So yeah, there's your little PSA related to that project. It's the only project pattern out there related to dysautonomia awareness. So yeah, if you want to try the mitts, take a look at the pattern. Even if you just want to support her attempts to, you know, spread awareness, take a look at the pattern. It's very good cause, and the mitts are cute. So, and I must be talking a while because Mom was doodling. So, I'm done lecturing.
I didn't say anything.
You don't normally doodle during the podcast.
Well, I can't just sit there and twiddle my thumbs. So write something. Okay. All right. That is your PSA announcement.
It is my PSA announcement.
PSA announcement.
If some of those things that I mentioned sound like you, talk to your doctor. So, yeah.
Okay. How many FOs do you have?
Dose.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have any?
1.
Okay. So, as you might have gathered from Davina's new hat being started, I finished her first Christmas gift.
Looks like a brain on top. It's cool.
So I think she'll really like this. This is in Mom's Touch of Whimsy. And this is Whimsical Song.
I like the way it turned out. I need to get, well, you could link it to my stuff.
It is linked already.
Oh, good.
So I think she'll like that.
It's very cute.
I might have to make myself one of these. It's really comfy too. Because it looks kind of small when you see it just in your hand, but it does fit well, and it falls nicely. And
I'm not sure if that would bug me.
Well, it's meant to have that slouch.
No, and it's just I have to be able to move my head. I can't feel like I move my head. I get a headache, and
Well, you can totally move your head.
I know, but that doesn't matter.
So this is very nice, and I think she'll like it. It's similar to the yellow one Mom made her.
Doesn't matter which side goes on.
No.
I had that comb on there, so
You see your there.
there we go. That's cute. You can't. The reason it's not going down as low on me is I have a comb in the back. Got my hair up.
Yeah.
It's cute.
So,
Didn't get any.
I was just checking.
Audience.
Yeah. Because this is a Christmas gift.
It's very pretty.
It's been very hard to keep this secret. This pattern I was addicted to because I was just enjoying the working of this pattern. There, now you can see that really nicely.
It's very pretty.
So, it got done actually really quickly, considering how slow I've been working. Let me slide that in there. Okay. Okay.
All right. In my Pen Hook and Needles PHN bag, the Silver Shed. I think it's the first custom made that she did for us.
I think
Yeah,
you're right.
I love this. Is my In His Hands project. And this is a Latgan that I made. It's no pattern, just my own. So you can see. I did decide to edge it with the same color. I thought about doing a cream, but I liked
I'm
it.
glad you didn't, because I think it
would
much
have taken
better.
away from it to do it in a cream or any kind of alternating color. So it's quite a good size.
very nice.
So I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's using James C. Barrett Marble Chunky.
Because we don't have any love for that yarn.
No, hate it. There we go. I love this yarn. It's got a good amount of yardage for chunky yarn. I have not seen any other chunky yarn with 300 and some odd yards as reasonably priced. I haven't seen chunky yarn in 320 some odd yards, let alone as well priced as it is. Now it is an acrylic yarn. I think it's an acrylic wool blend. I'm not positive, but that's that.
So, next is this one I wasn't expecting to finish. I didn't realize how far along this is until I pulled her out and I was like, oh hey, I probably should just finish her. This is Mystique. I had started her for the Fun Along. And this is using Heidi's Autism Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very nice. Don't forget
We
to
were
put it
t-
in her finished object thread.
yeah, we were talking about how, which one was my smallest pattern the other week, and I still think it's her. Let's compare it to Valeria. Now we can actually compare.
Yeah. I mean, it's close.
It's close. It's very close. Actually, I think she's just a hair longer.
I don't think she's longer. I just think she's
Look, nose to nose.
Yeah.
She's a hair longer, but she's smaller.
Oh, you were talking about her. I thought it was because you said Valeria. and
Sorry,
that
no.
was
Mystique is a hair longer,
she's not as wide in terms of.
but she's not as
wide.
wide. She's not. Doesn't have as much mass to her.
Yes.
Um,
She's slender.
She's slender, and she's short. So I think she still wins for smallest toy, although it's a close deal. They kissed. Because my toys are friendly with each other.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
This one I gave to you, right? The black one, because you wanted a black one?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I gave that one to you.
That one's mine.
Yeah, because you wanted a black one, but you didn't want to work it in
I don't
black.
like to work in black yarn,
Yeah.
especially with crochet.
Because otherwise I would have given it away, but I think you had claimed her.
Okay,
So that leads us on to stash enhancements.
Stash enhancements. I have quite a few royalties.
Well, let me just do my small amount.
That's fine.
And then you can go on to yours. Because then maybe I can make a bathroom trip while you're doing that. Sorry, this much fluid, guys, is...
Just don't sit there forever.
No.
Because I don't know how to turn this off.
So, I picked up some compression socks. Woohoo! But they're actually fairly comfortable. I'm wearing them underneath my knitted socks. Because one of the things that helps people with POTS is wearing compression socks. Besides which, I should have been wearing them before this as a nurse. I tried, didn't like the ones I tried when I first started nursing 8 years ago. And I never tried again. Because nurses are more inclined to getting things like varicose veins and stuff because we're on our feet more. So, I should have been wearing these anyway, at least during work. These are nice, these are comfortable. Excuse me, these are nice, these are comfortable, these are cute.
They're cute colors. Blue.
Blue, red, orange, they have many more colors. I like how they feel, so I'm probably going to pick up more.
Don't forget to get green.
Yes, I have green on the list. So, I'll probably pick up, enough so I have maybe a couple of each color, just that way. If some are in the wash, I don't have to worry about having some, because I'm probably going to wear them fairly frequently. To try to diminish symptoms naturally if I can. Then, my yarn from my bunny came in.
Which one are you talking to them about?
The big bunny that you gave me. And it was two worsted held together, but I was like, no, I want two bulky held together because I want a big huggable bunny. So let me mark this off because I was disappointed with how small half pint turned out. So here's for the whites, for like the tail and stuff. This is really soft.
Ooh, yes it is. I like this.
So
that's James C. Brett.
Yeah, this is James C. Brett.
Oh, this is soft.
So this is going to make a nice tail. I wish you guys could feel this. And first bunny is going to be these two colors held together. Second bunny, these two colors.
Just a super soft polyester. It feels almost like chenille.
It's really nice. So, those are my stash enhancements. Let me have my white back.
No.
Let me have the white.
No. No.
You want to talk about your stash enhancements?
No.
Give me my white. Don't wear it out. So, I will be back very shortly.
Okay, I'm going to start with... We went to Hobby Lobby this weekend.
You guys did.
And I picked up several... I love this cotton for not only for the dishcloths, but I use it to tie my skeins when I'm dyeing. So I got, some different colors. I'm not going to show you all of them. I think I got 10 skeins. Everything was, these aren't the only colors. I got this. I got two of these cream or ivory. I got a white, a red, a blue, a yellow, green. And then I got these kind of quasi-variegated. I thought they'd make cute little dishcloths, but I don't use them for ties. Make a cute little toy, too. They have here for the little sock monkeys. So I got that. And then Davina got me this. It says, I am Groot. I love Groot. Baby Groot, big Groot, I don't care. I love Groot. I am Groot. So that sits up here on my filing cabinet. And let's see, I bought for my prayer journal or whatever journal I'm working on. I don't know how to draw very well, so I use a lot of stickers. I'm using stickers and things. I use cutouts. So I picked up some stickers. All the stickers and things at Hobby Lobby were 50% off. So I got a bunch of these. Oh, I didn't realize I got two of that one. Huh. Okay. I hope she counted those twice, because I didn't realize I got two of them. But you can see all these stickers. They had the kits, but they were so darn expensive. Although now that I think about it, it would have been cheap with the 50% off. And then I got these are stencils. I got 2 of these stencils. One of them is Inspiration, and one is Shine. Let It Shine. So those are the stencils. And I got one stamp. It says Blessed with a little dove. And the last thing I got from Hobby Lobby was, this is the book I was telling you about. For those of you who are interested in loom knitting and don't really have much experience, or you haven't started, it's called the Round Loom Knitting in 10 Easy Lessons. I'm trying to take this price off so I don't show it to you. Let's see.
Oh, I got needles and stuff, by the way, but they're all in projects.
Okay, and this is what it's got: 30 stylish projects, 10 easy lessons. It's put out by, well, the author is Nicole Fox. I never heard of Stackpole Books,
Huh, no, I haven't either.
but you can see here on the back, you can see some of the projects.
Those slippers are cute.
Yes, they are. And it goes through, let's see here. It shows you the loom anatomy, tools, gauge, which I thought was very important because I never can understand the gauge. So it tells you what, the knitting needle comparison is and the yarn weight to use, which is really good. That's exciting for me because I can never figure out what to use. And then when you get through all this stuff, like weaving in ends and all that kind of stuff, it goes into the lessons. I'm just trying to find lesson 1. Here it is. Lesson 1 is, I'm sorry guys,
No, she's not. She's doing it on purpose.
Okay. Okay, lesson 1, casting on, knit, stitch, and binding off. Okay. And then the project is the perfect red slouchy hat. And then it goes into the next, and the super soft tube scarf is also in lesson 1. And then it goes into lesson 2, which is another cast on, bind off, purl stitch, and knitting in multiple colors. So it's like taking a course. There are 10 lessons in here. And I think this will go really well with my Loom Knitters group that I'm involved with on Facebook. I mean, look at this color work. You would not have thought that it was loom knit.
That's beautiful.
Okay, the red and white up there. That's the wrong side. And then it has, a couple of projects for that. And then it goes on. Okay, when you get toward the end, I mean, this is...
That's fun.
I don't know, I think this is probably like lesson 5 or something like that.
That's adorable.
Okay. And I'm absolutely kind of blown away by the things you can make. This reminds me of George's Autism Awareness Scarf. 10 hours or less. Oh, that must have been 4 because this is 5 here. Yeah, they got shawls, all kinds of things in here. The socks. So I'm hoping that this will, push me forward. A felted messenger bag.
Nice.
So it's things that I could do with knitting or crocheting, but without using the needles. So maybe it won't hurt my hands so much. And these projects, aren't overly huge either. A lot of them. So it's good start to to learn things, and then if I want to do something bigger, I can move on.
We'll have learned the basic skills.
So that's this book. That's what I got from Hobby Lobby, and honestly, everything was half off. So I think I spent, I don't know, I didn't spend very much at all for all this stuff because it was all half price. Now this, I had ordered a DVD. Craftsy is having a sale, and they've kind of partnered with Great Courses. So they're having this big sale, and I was talking to my husband about a basic drawing course, and he said, well, go ahead and get it, and you can have it for Christmas. But in order to get it from Craftsy and still get the sale, I had to buy a little more because the sale knocked it down. So I picked up some bare yarn to dye. And this is a fingering weight, 467 yards, 80/20. So this may show up in the shop later. It's really soft. And I've used their yarn before.
But is it as soft as the James C. Brett yarn?
Okay, this book was suggested to me on the Loom Knitters Facebook group. I had been there only for about a day and a half or 2 days, and somebody tagged me and said, hey, if you're just learning how to do this, get this book. You can practice it on the smaller looms, and then you'll have all the stitches you need to do projects. It's the Loom Knit Stitch Dictionary. And this looks really fun and interesting, so I'm looking forward to trying some of these. So if I'm not ready to do a project, either because my hands hurt or I can't focus or whatever, I can just practice the stitches. And if I make enough of them, I guess I could use some squares if they're open-ended, if they're not in the round.
Yeah.
So that's that. And the last thing I got, I did not buy. I won something from Cappy for her yarn dyeing. She had her Podiversary, all those threads on her Podiversary. I don't know, she was celebration, and I was the only one who entered in the yarn dyeing. And so this is a dyer's recipe journal, and I got a little, it's from, what's that say?
Trillium?
Trillium. She does have an Etsy shop, and I will have to see if I can find it and post it, because it is a dyer's recipe journal. I have a little button which has to go on my button owl, but I do want to, I waited to open this to show you. It's really packed well in here. It's really nice in here. It's got supplier information, you know, where you get your skeins of yarn from, and your dye and things like that.
Got recipe cards.
Yeah, you have your yarn bases, list of dyes and who the suppliers are. Boy, supplier, dye color, and dye code. That's pretty in depth. And this is cool because they have recipe cards back here. This is the index, so even if you're out of order, if you're making things up and the name that you put to it doesn't fit in the alphabetical order, this is not, you can't just rearrange the pages. You can just put it in here and put the page down next to it, because it has the recipe name and then the page number. So you'll be able to find it. And here's the recipe cards. Okay. There's several pages of this. Let's see here. I think the rest of the book is pretty much recipe cards. And I can actually see myself getting more of these if I get more colorways than I have in here. I mean, there are a lot of, there's 4 on each page, 2 on each side. So, and there's, let me see here. The majority of this book, this much of the book, is cards.
Wow.
So however many pages times 4. And then you have notes here. So this is a really super good resource. And this is by Critium Handmade. It's critiumhandmade.etsy.com.
You can probably flip that around so people can see that.
I'm going to. She's on Etsy. I don't know if you can see that real well.
They can see that.
But it looks well worth it if you are if you dye yarn. Heidi, you might find this useful. Both Heidis. Anybody who does yarn dyeing, you might find this useful. It's very well put together, and I think it's going to be very helpful. I think what I'm probably going to do, because my handwriting's so bad, a lot of times, is I'm going to type it so it can fit in the recipe, and just glue it in here, and then I'll just have it so I can read it. And it'll be in good shape. I'll probably still use my other book more than this one. This will be like my resource copy, to put in my shelf. And then if I can't read the one that I use when I'm dyeing up recipe and I get dye all over it, I can do that. But this is exciting. Cabby, this is a really nice gift. Again, the supplier is Crit Yum Handmade at Etsy.com. KRITYUM handmade.etsy.com. So I thank her for being so generous. I thank Cappy for giving me the opportunity to win this. That takes care of my stash enhancements.
Okay, so that leads on to autobiography.
Okay. Or
yard shop, sorry.
We don't have any yard shop. Okay. Why don't we do the autobiography first?
Okay, so still reading UPS Look Perfectum Sit. That was what I was trying to remember yesterday during our chat.
Father Matt's looking into getting me a copy, so.
And then I've been listening, as always, to the Queens of England podcast. And I picked up a new one.
And you'll hear a bell. That's my husband.
Yeah. It is.
Or not.
Let's see. This is the British History podcast. And I'm really enjoying that. And that's been going on since 2011, and it's still currently active. Mm-hmm. So, and I've been binge listening to that.
Okay. I finished The Cana Mysteries by David Beckett and by Divine Right by Patrick Carr. I've restarted Shock of the Night, which is also by Patrick Carr, in preparation for his new book coming out in April. I haven't read Mary Queen of Apostles too much. Every time I try to sit down and do it, something happens. But I have been listening to Mother Angelica, and I've been listening to the Formed videos. I'm doing on one about Who Am I to Judge, and that's basically it right now. I've been doing a lot of listening to Sherlock Holmes, the old Basil Rathbone series, which is fun. And that's basically what I've been doing. I didn't do any writing, really. But that's basically it for that. Do you have any...
You know I don't have any shop notes.
Okay, I did quite a bit of dyeing this past 2 weeks. 2 of the skeins are downstairs because I want to play with them a little bit more. But this one here is a Sport Weight Untamed Oops. I haven't put a colorway onto it yet. It's 274 yards, 100 grams, 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. It's a very autumnal colorway. It's not quite my Falling Leaves. It's a little bit different. I think I can recreate it, but I'm not sure, which is why it's an Untamed Oops right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to open it up because I have a lot to show you. Okay.
She had 2 weeks worth of dyeing after all.
These are both fingering weight, the same base. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Sport Weight. These are fingering weight, 462 yards, 100 grams, 75, 25, merino wool, nylon. And this is Plum Deluxe 2016 revamped. So this is the 2016 colorway, but I've changed it up a little bit. This has more purple than the colorway last time.
Yeah, because it was much more orange last time.
And this may or may not be available in the shop if there's interest. Ty already claimed one of them, so
thank you.
This one will be up in the shop. This is what it looks like unskein. So you can see it's majority purple, a little bit of white, and a little bit of orange.
So hopefully you'll be seeing soon how that works up. It's probably going to end up at Diana's hat. You guys might remember when I did all... The people who've been around longer remember when I did that whole bunch of Diana's hats. It was like my go-to pattern along with Zeus's Petals for a while.
Zeus's Petals worsted weight, right?
Sport or worsted, I believe.
Okay.
I don't think there's a fingering. I can't remember.
Let me just put this one here.
It's been a while since I made a Zeus's.
Now the next one is all the same color. I have 2, like I said, I have 2 more downstairs, but you're not going to see that probably till next week. This is a new colorway, and it's called Blue Moon. I have 2 in the Sport Long, so these are 328 yards, 100 grams, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So this is the, where's my other one that's Sport Weight? These are the two sport weight.
They're definitely all the same colorway, Mom.
Okay. And these two are sock fingering, but one of these has already been claimed. This one will be in the shop. And I really like this colorway. I'm going to have to make some for myself. And when you get this colorway, there will be differences in how much light blue, light gray, whitish colorway you get to the darker colors. It just depends on how the dye strikes. It's a very it's not easy to replicate exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have more than one of these, I would suggest that you alternate skeins. It's a very pretty colorway. I like it a lot. So I have there will be 3 of these available: 2 sport, 1 fingering. This will be available.
Or you could do what I do, is just not care if it doesn't exactly match and be like, meh, it's a element.
And then I have the Plum Deluxe revamped. The ones that I have downstairs are probably going to be this year's Plum Deluxe colorway, 2018. I will tell you the name of that and everything when I finish with it. So I'm hoping to have an update fairly soon. If you're interested in this colorway, let me know, because I don't know if I'll be redoing it or not unless there's interest in it. The other one is the one I'm probably focusing on. Okay, so that takes care of that.
Okay, well that should be everything then.
It should be. I think we are podcasting
There should be nothing to prevent us from podcasting next Monday.
on Monday, right? So we should be podcasting Monday. Don't forget, all of you who are in the United States, this Saturday night, Sunday morning, is the clock fall back.
Lucky me, I work it as usual.
Yep, when I saw that, I was like, yay, Talia works. So don't forget to turn your clock back this weekend.
I think this is the added hour of work versus the lost hour of work.
But you said you prefer the added hour because
Because I can get everything done.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, we want to thank all of our YouTube commenters: Sally, Rena, the Wager Zoo, Donna, and Jeannie. And I always call her Jeannie. I'm sure she's told me to call her Jean, but I always forget. She's so sweet, I always end up calling her Jeannie. So we thank you for your comments. I did answer everybody on YouTube. We also want to thank everybody who commented in Ravelry.
And you got everyone on Ravelry. I started up, but yes.
And I think I got
one of the other symptoms for POTS is fatigue. So all that fatigue, I've always been like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys, I'm so tired. Apparently I have a reason.
Yeah. So I have tried to keep up, and our moderators are very good about keeping up with everything. If you have questions and we don't get to you right away, poke us again, or catch one of the moderators.
I think I owe people messages.
Yeah, I think I've caught up with most of them, but if we have very good, very knowledgeable moderators. So if you cannot reach us for some reason, get a hold of them. If they don't know, they know how to get a hold of us very quickly.
Yes, because they have other
other avenues.
Yes.
so just feel free to ask them questions as well as us, and we will get to you as soon as we can if they can't answer you, and we'll try to get to you right away anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mom's a lot better person than I am.
Mom's been tired a lot and busy because I've been ferrying people and doing stuff. So, because Davina has had issues to deal with as well, so it's been.
Although she's doing better.
She is, but it's been a rough couple of weeks. So hopefully now things are on a more even keel. All right, so I think that's it. We want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. I don't know if you've already done your trick-or-treating. I know some people in our area have done trick-or-treating. They did on the weekend. Our neighborhood does it tomorrow on the actual day, so we're going to be handing out candy for the first time in ever here. So we haven't done
I don't remember ever doing it at all growing up.
Yeah, we might not, because we used to do the church stuff when we were never home. So we wish you a happy Halloween, and we hope to see you back here at the Woman Cave next week on Monday. We wish you a week full of knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes you happy. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 281, and that's a wrap.
Bye.